We are recording.
need more light, honey, girl, to be on your skin, girl.
I'm so black. I'm so black that you can't see me.
I'm not
You'd
ready to
lose me at
illuminate.
midnight.
I think so. I think you need some more. I mean, your tan
Mm-hmm.
outstaging mine is just.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we right
Mm-hmm.
now? What's happening right now?
Well,
You don't owe me any money for your hair being that short. Why do I bet you when you be like I'm getting ready to grow my hair out? I don't bet you anymore.
I do grow my hair out. It's just that I cut it. At some
I'm getting ready to
point.
grow it out. No, seriously. This time, no, seriously. See me this time.
Leave me alone.
I'm just
Shoot.
saying.
Let me do what I do.
Is that on Do Not Disturb?
Yes.
So your peoples won't be.
I
calling
like
you?
being a bald head scallywag. Bald head scallywag. Ain't got no hair in the back. Gelled up, weed up. Your hair up.
What kind of cruelty did we? That's not coming from a song. People used to say that just like on the playground.
Oh my God.
That's why you a bald head scallywag.
And Googie, that was his name for me. What's up, bald head scallywag? What's up? I mean, I am. You know.
Not a bald
I mean,
head
I am
scallywag.
black. Do y'all see this?
It's bleak.
I have to smile so you can see where I am.
We'll lose you.
Where
We'll
where
lose you.
is Monty?
We don't know where.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll lose you.
There
if you don't.
she is. Yeah.
There's the truth right there. All right, are we
The
clapping?
truth. Wait, you know I've forgotten everything that we're doing. Okay, just go for it. Do 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 do.
Why are we not tired of that song? We're just not.
I'll never tire
I'll
of
never
it.
tired
I'll
of it.
never
I mean, it's
tire.
like
It's the Adjoy jingle.
it's the Adjoy jingle.
You will get it every time. All
All
right. Who are you this week?
This week, I am a woman who has lost 15 pounds since starting my health journey.
All right. Today, I am 11 years smoke free.
I don't even remember those years that much.
I know.
I kind of remember you smoking, but then like kind of
Yeah, it was a
just
low
like
period, man.
little period of time.
It was I went through a slight depression, and I just would sit in my room and just
And smoke. And then you gotta, once you start smoking, you gotta get afraid not to smoke because you'd be like, you know.
it was
gotta replace it with
such
something.
a low period. But when I say that I have not one desire, that's the other thing too. I hated the way it smelled.
Mm-hmm.
I hated the way.
Yeah, you're such a non-smoking person.
Oh
Like,
my
you know what I mean? In
God,
college,
I
you
don't
like
even
hated smoke.
I just don't understand like why it damaged my voice. It definitely made it lower, and like all that stuff. I'm just like, what in the world was I going through? Like sitting
was
in a
something
dark
to
corner,
do.
all the blinds drawn. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Just it was rough times, man.
We are Adjoy.
Where life plus joy equals satisfaction.
And there's a bit of a theme to our ensemble today because we're, of course, repping undaunted joy.
Yes. We are.
As we are the undaunted women of Spelman College. That's what Yeagle, aka the Gungo, always says. It's Spelman.
Spelman College.
Remember there was an episode of Cosby Show where she kept saying Hellman, when you are a freshman at Hellman College. And so since that was in Sisters Chapel, he decided to say Spelman like that for the rest of our day.
It is. I mean, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yes.
I'm
so glad that those women did not give up and that they endured.
They had patience
and they
endurance.
were undaunted by the fight.
Undaunted by the fight. This bracelet, I got it at our favorite ex-president, Janetta B. Cole, used to wear these all the time. So there was a scholarship program. If you donated to the scholarship, you got invited to this thing. And this was the little gift. I thought this was the best gift. Like, they gave bracelets, and she had them on too. When she came, she was like, everybody has my bracelets on. I mean, just to see that and remember that she wore these little bracelets all the time. I thought that was such a nice little touch.
Yes, so we are. I know that we took a few left turns in the past couple of weeks.
Those were the right turns.
Those were the greatest.
Listen,
we talked about Freaknik and friendship and having relationships that endure the tests of time, and we are still in our season of patience and endurance.
Patience and endurance. And so people had said to us, people who really follow the podcast are like, well, listen, I know you ain't talking about always staying in something. Right? Like, I think, we talk a lot about being a patient person, enduring something, seeing it to completion. Those things are important. But there might be times, right, where you press your endurance as far as you can press it. And I think that's the question. When do I continue? And when do I put it down?
Yeah. So what is the definition of patience and endurance? So we can tell you
know what it is.
If
right.
it is time to no longer endure,
to keep on, or
to
keep it on,
quit
done.
Like I did with smoking, and
right.
and quit acting foolish with our nutrition, so we can lose this weight.
Right.
So patience and endurance.
Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say
is the
Go ahead.
capacity to tolerate suffering, delay reward, and maintain the stamina to finish a thing you don't prefer. So what are some things, every week we bring a little short intro, things that can try your patience and endurance.
So this first one is very personal. Losing 5 pounds and then gaining them back. I was really just doing that off and on. That's why I'm proud of my little 15. But quite frankly, it was more. I'm at 15 because I gained some back. And I have to just you have to just breathe through those moments. When I tell you, as soon as you start seeing the scale climb up, what should happen is, let me just get back on board. Let me tell you what did happen. I'm about to get a whole thing of tacos. Wednesday, I was like, let me just get all the tacos. Because I already
let me just go out for my last hurrah.
And then that last hurrah was like a week long. And turned into 7 pounds, came back. So now I'm like, let me make my little meal prep and get back on it. But that can try your patience. It can try your endurance to feel like I've worked really hard, and seeing something as failure. It's not failure, even if it rolls back a little bit. You know what I mean? That's not failure. Keep on enduring. What else?
Politics.
I just can't.
I have a mother who, this is all she wants to discuss with me. All
my parents
the time. She just wants
politics watch.
Well, what do you think of Trump? I think nothing. I don't want to talk about it. I realize that, avoiding a thing doesn't mean that it's going to go away. But I don't want to spend not one more moment of my time addressing politics in this current state. There's just nothing feels hopeful right now.
It doesn't.
I'm just like,
when I look at our 2 options for president, I'm like, what?
I'm so nervous that people are just not going to vote at all.
Because who's excited about either candidate? You know what I'm saying? What it doesn't bring the excitement. But that is what the patience and endurance part is, that we have to remember this is all part of a large cycle. We tend to think about just things that's happening right in the moment. But things like even the stock market going down, financial advisors are like, but it always goes back up. There's always a cycle to these things, right? So we're in a strange or low point politically, and then we'll cycle, We just have to hang in there.
Yeah. What else tries your patience and endurance?
Technical problems. Oh my God. Have
First
you
of
ever
all,
almost thrown your laptop? Like almost just oh.
we are currently in Mercury reggaeton,
Oh God.
and I want you to
Not
know
Mercury micro braids. Just kidding.
we are here. That's probably why just a second ago I couldn't figure out something technology that I do all the time.
When I tell you that a technical problem will take you out,
Oh.
you are about to give a presentation or something. You be like, why doesn't it work? Why? All your only job is to work.
You had one job.
You had one job, laptop.
You're not doing it. You're not doing it.
You got to press that patience.
Yeah. Another thing that tests your patience and endurance. People telling you who you are. Have you ever had that happen?
What?
Like someone being.
So let me tell you about people like you. Enlighten me.
And then they say all the things about you that you're like, no. There's no fruit of that.
You have done a lot of work on this analysis.
Mm-hmm. And there's no fruit in anything. Now, that's very different from someone coming to you and saying, I think you should be a little reflective.
Right.
And this and this and this happened.
I've been noticing this.
Right. This is fact. And I would like for you to think about this. But for somebody to come to you and tell you, it's like somebody coming to me and being like, oh, your hair just so long.
But you do sometimes have to be patient through those moments. Sometimes there are nuggets of wisdom in it. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you just, it's not worth the battle. I mean, sometimes it does require just a still moment to be like, okay, what's happening here? Mm-hmm. Or this person is really trying to express something else. Mm-hmm. And you have to have patience for you have to get through the thing they're saying and
what
say,
is it you really want to say?
What's happening here? What is it that you'd like to say?
Did I hurt your
me?
feelings or something? Why is it that you're saying
place
this
that you want to
to
go?
me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
WYD text. I don't mind those that much. I know people are like, you better have. When people text the WYD, I usually just answer it. Doing some laundry, filming the Android project.
I do, but so I'm entertaining someone who sent me one last night for the first time, and I was like, and then I thought to myself, I've not communicated that I don't prefer these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer. But yeah, I just,
if that's your only form of communication, yes. Like people just do that too much, just all day, every day. Like, come on.
Yeah. Ask me something else.
Yeah.
Or what's that meme that says it's always WYD and not DY? W.
Do you want me to come over and that would be more. When a lot of times that's what WYD means anyway. That's what you mean when you text it anyway. But no, I like when I do have a friend who texts with that kind of like thoughtfulness. You know what I mean? Like, where are you, watching this particular game or just, you know what I mean? Like, it's thinking, not just like, what are you doing? Thinks about, put a little thought into
a little some on it.
Even just like, how was work today or just something.
Yeah, that's something. Which, I mean, you're right. As you're saying that, I'm like, this is his first time ever sending this message. Usually it's not that. But I was just like, the hardest eye roll that I could give.
We on WYD now, honey.
So, anyway.
So, yeah. Yes, we are talking about when to endure and when to call it quits. So, we were thinking about that, just the word endure. Like, when we were coming at the principles, I remember her saying, patience and endurance. Just the word endure can sound like drudgery. It sounds to me like exercise and keep on pushing yourself past the point. And I'm like, it just sounds like something you just suffer through, right? Mm-hmm. I endured. We say it all the time. I don't want to be endured in a relationship. Don't endure me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It sounds like something somebody just suffers through without a lot of reward.
Tolerating something.
Right. Right.
Versus celebrating something. Yeah, that's what it feels like. And in our very definition of endurance, it involves delaying reward, but it doesn't mean you're never
getting it.
Getting right the reward.
If it looks like we're never getting it now,
Now we
you might
have
need to
something we got to
reevaluate.
talk about. Yes.
Right. So that's what we're talking about today. When
Yeah.
to endure, when not to. Right. So we're thinking one should press themselves to endure when you are pursuing a long-term goal.
Mhm.
You know, my students are in college, right? You know, that is not going to give a reward right away.
Right.
There's no reward to doing those papers right now. There's not a lot of reward to turning in, you know what I'm saying, to memorizing those science equations and things like that right now. They're looking though into the future, and keeping that goal in front of you can press the endurance.
Yes. Also, when you're thinking about long-term goals, think of the smaller goals along the way.
Right.
So, yes, I'm trying to get this degree. That's 4 years down the line. Let's chunk it and let's talk about, oh, I want to be on honor roll this semester. You know, let's, you know, kind of make some smaller things so that we're still being rewarded
Right.
along the way.
I feel like so difficult to swallow.
Yeah. So press yourself to endure when you hit a temporary bump in the road. How often have you like been trying to see a thing through and weight loss.
There it is. I was just about to say, when you eat them tacos, gain your little 6-7 pounds, and then you stop doing your little workout plan. But that's temporary.
Why don't we stop doing the things that have been working? Why do we do that?
I don't know.
Why do we put that down?
I don't know. Here it is working, celebrating. I had them little pants. Remember, I was like, my pants closed. I had on pants that I hadn't worn in a long time. And then what then possessed me to sit on the couch and eat a Magnum bar with the double caramel.
You went for it.
Because by that point, I was like, well, might as well give me a little something.
But you know what I really like, and all fitness instructors will say this, your cheat day doesn't have to turn into a cheat week. That's what it is that we do. We get to the bump in the road. We say, well, I already failed. Let me just keep going in the direction
15 tacos
of
push
the failure.
5 down. Right.
No,
Right.
You don't have to.
You're still enduring, even if you're rolling backwards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still pressing through.
Yeah.
But you just have to see that bump in the road as temporary. And that can be difficult. I mean, I think, you know, when I do couples counseling and things like that, you know, there are things that are deal breaker moments. Like, we about, you know, now we need to think about how to go in different ways. But then sometimes it's just a temporary bump in the relationship.
I just got the visual of, imagine you're walking up a really steep hill, like those San Francisco hills, and you get like halfway and you had a bottle in your hand and you accidentally drop it and it starts to roll back. You run after it, you grab the bottle, you turn back around, you keep walking up the hill. What we do, we gonna sit and watch the bottle roll all the way back down to the bottom? No.
And then sit down right there.
And be like, I'll just walk this hill another day.
Roll ourselves back there. Just like the bottle, we did roll ourselves back down to the bottom. It's temporary.
Right.
Sometimes something didn't work out.
Right.
That's a bump in the road. Keep going down the road.
Keep going.
It's also important to press yourself to endure when you see that you are learning and growing. When you see it. That's all I needed really for the weight loss. I just needed to like lose something. I needed something to happen. I needed a win, right? I needed something to happen. And quite frankly, I thought it was going to be weight loss. That really wasn't what kept me going. I was proud of myself for keeping the routine before I even lost a pound. And I was like, oh, look at me. I looked over, I'm on a little app where I put it all in there. I was like, look at that. I had a week's worth of you know, moving as much as I wanted to, you know, as much as I planned to, of eating the prescribed meals. Like, I was like, I did it.
Yeah.
Whether I get on the scale and rewarded by that or not, it's a reward to see that I pressed myself to learn and grow.
Because sometimes you have to recognize that the reward is the learning and growing along the way. It's not necessarily just that one thing you have your eyes set on. Like, really, what's going to sustain you is the learning.
Is the growing and the learning.
Yeah.
Right. It's not even the thing you're targeting per se.
Yeah. Because you're going to look up one day and just be there. But along the way, every day, you've got the learning.
You better have gotten it.
Yeah.
Or you'll lose whatever there is immediately.
Yeah.
You won't stay there, whatever that is.
Press to endure when your personal values are clear. This is good. Nothing can shake you if you are standing on business.
Standing on business. I was diagnosed with cancer in graduate school. And I remember he was very sweet. You know what I'm saying? This was the chair of the department. And he was like, I don't understand why you're applying for internships and doing all this right now. I think you need to just be like worrying about saving your life. I was like, oh no, I'm getting this PhD, sir. Mm-hmm. He was like, but I think you might need to focus. I hear what you're saying. And we'll be doing those things. Mm-hmm. I will be taking care of those things. And but I was finna get this PhD. I promise you. I promise you I'm getting it. I'm not. So whatever I need to do, you know what I mean? I remember being on internship. You know, I was at Wayne State Medical School in Detroit. I would go to like chemotherapy sessions and still make ground rounds, you know what I'm saying, in the hospital at 8:30 in the morning. Like I was going to do it. Mm-hmm. I was going to do it. I was like, I understand that it's my endurance bucket was added to. Right. But it was something that I was like, I'm going to see it through because my personal values were attached to it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. When you are so clear about your values, they're the thing that helps you to endure. Whatever the thing is, it's just like, I'm going to see this through because it's so aligned with who I believe myself to be. Yeah.
I think you've done that in parenting. Your personal values regarding parenting haven't shifted. Even with the ups and downs of parenting, but who you've been, what you said before she came here, you're gonna get these lessons from me, no matter what. Mm-hmm. So all the way through, no matter what happens, you finna get this lesson from me. I understand. Mm-hmm. You finna get this lesson from me. We gonna move. You finna get this lesson from me. You 22 and. You finna get this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you have stayed very clear. And it does, patience takes endurance. Ooh. I mean, parenting takes endurance. I don't care what anyone says. It's wonderful and beautiful and all of those things, but it takes an unusual amount of patience.
And I was talking to a girlfriend the other day. Our children were friends in school. And we just looked each other in the eye. And we were talking to someone else with children. And we were saying, you know, people talk about, ooh, I'm going to do this for 18 years. You're not. You're going to do it for a lifetime.
For the rest of your natural life. And it's
going to get harder.
What?
After
Who's
18.
Parenting till 18?
Okay. It's a whole lot of people talking about.
Setting an 18-year-old out there. I mean, even if they got out, you're still parenting them wherever they are. It never ends. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100 and have my own child, but I still go to my parents for wisdom and for, I mean, you know what I mean? They're still parenting. Right. It does not end. It does not end. You talk about endurance. But honestly, your personal values still show, no matter what your child does. You know what I'm saying? Like what you value and what you said I'm going to instill in a child if I bring one into this world has been clear and unshaken the entire time.
Well, that's good. Thank you for reminding me. Mm-hmm. And then finally, press yourself to endure when you see any progress.
Break it down.
We have talked about you can't lose 100 pounds without one.
Without 1 pound.
It had to start somewhere.
There's no way to lose 100 without losing one.
If you made one step in the direction
one
that
page
you are trying to go.
Written on your thesis or dissertation.
One of 400. Fine. One.
You wasn't going to get to 400 without one.
You couldn't get to 400 without
you
one.
Walked around the block. Well, I'm trying to, get to a 5K. Mm-hmm. You better celebrate that you walked around that block. Okay. And that's got to be your press to endure. If I can walk around the block, then I can do the 5K. It's going to take just several inundations of me walking around the block.
Yes. Any progress.
But you have to, that's good, because you really have to then shift what you see as progress. We think completion is progress. We're like, if we don't get it all, if I'm not a millionaire, you know what I mean, or whatever the end goal is, then we haven't made progress. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to shift your attitude and mindset about your progress.
Do you see you see it?
Yeah, they all come around.
Come on. All principles matter.
All principles. That's a shirt. Mm-hmm. All principles
matter.
And then all of them.
Just all of them, all everywhere.
All right, so let's talk about when endurance may not bring joy. And this is when you have to start either shifting things or putting some things down. And this is why we can talk about, like, it's so easy to quit smoking. Does smoking align with your personal values?
Is that really, you know what I mean? That's good. That's very good because then it's not a punishment. It's just a question. Does this align? It's just that's not right. And so that's our first one actually. Endurance may not bring joy when your goals are no longer relevant or meaningful. Right? I have a client who she just really came to peace that she was like, I don't want to have children. When she really went through it, she was like, I think I thought I wanted to have children because you're supposed to want to have children. And I thought, to be in my relationship, he wanted children, then I'm supposed to want to have children. And she's just really become okay with like, I don't need to produce any children out here. Now, I got nieces and nephews. I'll watch them. That's wonderful. I don't want to be pregnant. She's like, I don't want any of that. So that means don't continue to press down particular roads that I think she was pressing down, which is hard.
It is.
It could
very
be,
hard, yes.
It could be a relationship. It could be lots of things that you were enduring and putting patience toward. But you're like, that's not really my goal anymore.
This is a good one. Endurance may not bring joy when there is clearly a better option or opportunity. You know what I thought of? Relationships. And I'm not saying a better option with another relationship. I'm sorry. The better option might be by yourself.
Listen, people don't like this. I already can feel it. People don't like this. People really think it's a flex to endure like a painful or even abusive, or let's not even go that far, an unhappy relationship. That's a flex. I just stayed in it. I mean, I hoped that he never touched me ever, but I really stayed in it. We talking about that's good. You stayed in it. You celebrated your 30th. 30 years of I barely like this person. 30 years of I'm not that happy in the house with her. And we are just standing up, clapping, throwing parties for it.
No, right.
Y'all.
Right. Let me tell you what the better opportunity is. What the better option is: joy.
Joy is the better option.
If I don't have, now I'm not talking about, we're just going to look at this 1 minute. But if I look at the history of a relationship and we ain't had joy in it, there's always a better option.
And if we're really honest, some of our relationships never even started in joy.
Ooh.
They never started in joy. They started in dutifulness. They started in, I'm supposed to. I finished graduate school, so I was supposed to marry somebody. That's what was supposed to. And they never even started in joy. And unfortunately, our society
so they didn't end in joy either.
Will press you to endure, will shame you and say, you didn't press to endure.
Up so
Why
easily.
would someone endure a thing that was not bringing them joy? Or didn't have any, there was no clear pathway to joy.
We didn't make a commitment together to be in joy.
To even be in joy.
I'm the only one here that believes in joy.
That should have been, listen, topic number 1.
And I'm talking about.
What do you think about joy?
What do you think
before
about
you start coming up here, before your toothbrush
First date.
spends the night over here, before you start talking about you need a drawer at my house, where are you at on joy?
What brings you joy?
What's
How
your
do you
joy
know
ritual?
You are in joy.
What do you could do consistently by yourself? Not me doing it. What do you consistently do by yourself that brings joy to you? These are the questions. Endurance may not bring joy when you are sacrificing your personal well-being. Y'all, I'm not really sure we're supposed to get rich or die trying. We're going to get in trouble again. Somebody going to get us like they did last time. Y'all don't understand rap lyrics. Yes, we do. This is a metaphor. Work with us. Get rich or die trying but you have to ask yourself, is being rich your goal, or is it the joy you believe that wealth might bring? So I'm not going to die to achieve it because then I won't be able to enjoy it.
That's a word.
When folk work 24 hours a day for money that they cannot even stop and enjoy, they don't go on vacations.
Going to this
they
job
don't do right
to maintain. This,
I'm just working round the clock to just amass things that I can't even stop and revel in. Y'all.
Yeah.
And we are sacrificing our personal well-being sometimes. And that is
Yeah.
sometimes we are doing that in relationships. Just to
Mm-hmm.
say I'm married for this amount of time. You're gonna be hit in the face. You're gonna be treated poorly.
You're
You're
just
gonna
going to
be, you
have
know what I mean?
poor health because you're sad all the time. You're depressed in this relationship. Get up out of there. Don't die trying to do nothing. So, endurance may not bring joy when your personal values or ethics are compromised. And
So
let me say this too. We say the word compromised and we think it's like glaringly obvious. I'm talking about if there's a question. I'm talking about if you just like something don't feel right. Something about this just oh no.
Ow.
Oh, let
If you take an air over your teeth, voice all high. You know what Umi Natapa said to me? She's always giving me my pearls of wisdom. She was talking about, I was trying to endure and stay kind of helpful to another sister of ours, right? And it was just getting like weirder and crazier and crazier and more exhausting. Like I was literally physically getting injured, by these attempts to help. And she said very, very calmly, but very, she was like, I think you're supposed to be down for sisters. I don't think you're supposed to overexert yourself to help somebody do something you think is unwise.
Ooh.
You don't put that kind of, because that now I'm compromising my personal value and ethics.
I don't believe in what you're doing, but
Right.
because I believe in sisterhood, I'm trying to
trying
help
to do
you.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
actually compromising.
Yeah.
Right? If I said to her, I think I'm going to kill somebody, like if she got on my nerves and I think I'm going to kill her, she'd be like, okay, I'm not trying to judge you, sis, but like, listen. Right? And even if afterwards I was like, okay, listen, I need some really good cleaning materials or something. Right? But she's not going to help me kill the person. Because that compromises her value. I want you to come with me. I want you to help me chop this lady up. Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
You
Kanika.
can't
I
kill
love
her.
you dearly.
We can fight.
Now, let's go for tacos first and let me try to talk you out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to participate in what I think might end up in your joy, but it's not going to, when you find
You took it too
yourself
far. Yeah.
literally compromising your own ethical standard for a job, for someone's attention, for whatever the thing is that you're enduring and trying to show patience with, that might be time to reconsider whether or not endurance is supposed to bring the joy. If it's not going to bring the joy, y'all,
This is a word.
I need to pull it on back.
And finally, what's the last one?
Endurance may not bring joy when your persistence is really just your stubbornness. You're like, no, I'm just going to keep enduring because I want to be a rapper. That's cool. That's excellent. Listen, there are 65-year-old men who become rappers. I'm sure that happened. I don't know off top anybody, but I don't want to tear down, what I'm saying, a brother's dream. But is your growth kind of stalled in that rap career? Like it might really just be your stubbornness. It may not actually be endurance. You're calling it that because you want to hold on to the dream of a thing, and that's hard. If you really wanted to be a rapper and all these years went by, if you wanted to play in the NBA, right? And the years have gone by, you're now 58.
43. I don't think it's going to happen for you.
It might,
now,
but it's not, it's not endurance after a while. It might be your stubbornness. It might be just hanging on
when
to a
you
thing
start
you
to
might
become
need to heal.
Delulu. Okay. When everyone else around you is kind of like, let's think about this. Let's talk about this. You actually, when you said this, I thought, this is me. I have a very hard time putting a thing down once I said I was going to do it. It could be going off the rails. It could be I am losing my mind in the process. My hair is falling out. Just all kinds of things are happening. And I'm like, nope, I said I was going to see it through. We have to know when it's time for us to just say, we thought this was a good idea at some point.
To pivot or shift and endure and show patience in something that's going to be more fruitful,
It does not mean weakness.
right? Or put it
Yeah.
down and then relaunch something that is
Yeah.
going to be more meaningful. It doesn't mean don't do anything. You know what I mean? It just means reevaluate, right? Reevaluate. I don't think I'm learning and growing. I don't feel like this bump in the road is temporary. This is coming at great personal sacrifice. I'm sacrificing my own, my ethics and my own kind of personal standards. If you are like, let's say you're committed to being a professional athlete or the rap career and you're 60, right? But you have like children at home that you need to, like I'm not gonna spend time with my children. I'm gonna work on, my rap career. Is that going against the ethical standards you set for yourself as a parent? Right.
Yeah. So, our larger point here is that patience and endurance, like all of the Adjoy principles and life principles in general, have a yin and a yang to them. We're not just saying, we talked about that back when we talked about attitude and mindset. There's something called toxic positivity. We're not saying that you just blindly say, everything is wonderful. That's not what it's supposed to be. But the balance in patience and endurance is considering these things that we've said, and then a few other. Are they meant to result in joy?
That's it. Every principle we have, but patience and endurance is supposed to result in joy. If it doesn't seem like it will result in joy, well, we might need to pivot.
Because you are actually outside
Right.
of the principle.
Yeah.
Now, I want to be real clear, though. That does not mean I'm in the thick of it and it's getting hard.
And it's hard and
this
I'm tired.
don't feel like joy right now. I'm going to set this down. No. If you set your sights on a goal and the goal is going to bring you joy, just hold on a little bit longer.
Hold on. If you see yourself like, oh, look at me, you know what I mean? I'm really developing. I've acquired new skills. I've increased my self-mastery. Those kinds of things that you see along the way. We're going to keep on enduring. Let's press on through.
Yes.
If other people who know you well, elders, peers, friends say, I think there's something you may not see, like keep on, press on through. If elders, peers, and friends are like, yeah, I don't know why you're not giving this up.
And have those people in your life.
Put that down.
Endure relationships with people who give you hard wisdom sometimes.
Say that one more time.
Endure relationships with people who give you hard wisdoms at times.
Ooh, that takes patience.
You are not supposed to have yes people just surrounding you everywhere you go. That is not
every single thing you say.
Iron sharpens iron. You got to get around people who are like, I want you to be better. I see where you can be better.
I'm about to give you this.
Those are the relationships that you endure. When they get hard, when they say the things that are difficult for you to hear, when you get a crew of people that sit you down and be like, we want to talk to you real quick because we see some things that we think if you just
endure that conversation.
You know what?
Don't get your eye rolling and be, endure even the conversation that somebody took time.
A couple days ago, I was mentioning to her, we don't teach our children and we don't learn ourselves how to sit in discomfort. Like things get hard and we be like, nope, I'm about to be, no, you're not going to stress me out. You're not going to steal my peace.
I can instantly, whatever kind of relationship, if I feel like there's a little bit of conflict or anything, I'd be like, oh.
How do you learn to deal with conflict?
Yeah. You got that endurance comes from kind of tolerating.
Comes from discomfort, y'all.
I'm going to be uncomfortable for a larger goal. Not discomfort for discomfort's sake. Discomfort for ultimate comfort.
Discomfort for ultimate comfort.
You're going to have that little pseudo comfort if you don't have some discomfort to launch you to like the big comfort.
That's so good.
You can have a little just mini comfort.
Pseudo comfort.
A little just sort of comfort.
So-
When you could
Just
really.
a tainty comfort.
I'm kind of comfortable. Don't you want to just be comfortable? Jazz hands comfortable. I mean, indeed.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Well, that's our episode.
Our episode for today. We don't have a
We sure do. You know what, y'all?
Georgia
I'm gonna keep it done with y'all. We have been so patient and endured this thing for so long that we are in a season now where we really are just whatever comes.
when I say things are just okay. Okay.
All right. We'll be all right. We'll figure it out.
When you call something forth, I'm telling you, the universe then shifts to give you what you have asked for. And when we said we want to work on patience and endurance, that's what we were given.
And we are here.
So we like, we're not having no pressure go up about nothing.
We not having no panic attacks.
Nobody can have no pressure.
No, because we've been patient.
Patient.
And we have endured.
Patience and endurance. We got some patience and endurance. We got some patience and endurance. We got some patience and endurance.